Hey everyone, this is Bilger from Travel Org Season 7 Tahiti. I just wanted to make a quick video. Since we're coming to the end of this episode, I wanted to answer the confessional questions, and I haven't done so yet, and just felt that a video would be better, just get all my thoughts and condense them all together. And since it'd just be too long to type them all out, and I figured this would be an easy way to be more free flowing and answer the questions directly so you can understand where I'm coming from. And I don't have to like take all the time editing. It's been a lot. In case you don't know, somehow there's one world to start the game with 22 people in the cast. So it's been very tiring. At any point in the day, I look at my phone and I have like 9 to 15 DMs that I need to respond and answer to. So I feel like this season, if One World's really going to be up for the entire season, it's going to be kind of a drag, but that's part of the answer for a question I'll get to later. But first, confessional questions from Satra. Number one, you aren't exactly in tribes yet, but you're still free to talk to any player for the time being. Do you know any of them? How do you feel about the ones you know? Are there any strong first impressions so far? Okay, that's actually a really good question. So the cast reveal is 22 people. I do know a couple of them directly. I know a bunch of them indirectly, and there's a couple complete strangers. So I'm going to go through the cast list I got on this screen, and I'll just go over like how I know them and what kind of relationship I have with them, if I have any with them at all. So the first one is Alexia. Alexia, I saw them play in mystical matchups. The most recent season, season 12, I think they got pretty far. I think final four. So they were taken out for kind of being a social threat and being the one person that was kind of not with the in group. So yeah, so far good chats. Nothing else to say about Alexia. Someone I indirectly know, I guess. Next one is Amelia. I've seen Amelia play in Bahia de Loreto, but I don't think Amelia went very far. Also, I apologize if I get any mispronounced. I have the cast info sheet on. I'm gonna have it on this screen just to make sure I'm getting all of the pronouns correct while I go through cast reveal. But yeah, Amelia's probably responded to me back the most. I think Amelia is one of the most active people in the cast. Been solid, good chat so far. Nothing to really complain about. Yeah. Next is Basil. I've not talked to Basil. I think I've seen Basil in the tribe chat and Hava chat the least. So I feel like I've seen Basil before on some wiki orgs, but I don't remember any season that they've been on. So I don't have a strong connection to Basil at the moment. Yeah, they have a cool Magnetar, but yeah. Next one's me. I already know. Next is CJ. I've seen CJ a bunch in the main org community. I saw him play on Babylon season 67, and I've seen him host a couple times. I've seen him in like VLs. So I kind of know CJ, and he kind of knows me. We've had good conversations so far. I feel like he's someone that I can connect and talk to. And I feel like he could also be a player in this season based off his social graces. Daisy, I sent Daisy a message today. I didn't send one last night just because there were too many people to talk to, and I was just waiting on answering people who would talk to me or who would message me first. Daisy wasn't one of them, so I'm curious to see what how she's going to impact the game and play. From the chats in the camp chat, she seemed to be kind of social, pretty charismatic, so she could be an impact. But I don't know, Daisy. Dylan, I saw Dylan playing Goatland. I actually did like a little project on main org in Discord era, and Dylan was the person who had the best challenge record of anyone in main org. So I'm gonna keep an eye on Dylan. Dylan told me that he's in London right now. Well, he's from there. His time zone's GMT. Um, but yeah, I think his time zone's a little bit different than everyone else's. So I think he's going to be behind the eight ball a bit in terms of socializing. I think I only talked to Dylan like today. Well, today for me. So I'm curious to see like what impact he's going to have. But if he's really good at challenges, I'd either want him on my tribe or I want him eliminated right away. So because I haven't really built a strong connection with him yet. The next one is Ephraim. I actually have a direct connection to Ephraim. Ephraim and I played together on the same main work season 65, Survivor Majorca, 2.5 years ago. I voted Ephraim out. I was part of a group that voted him out unanimously, and his vote, the lone vote in that tribal, was for me. To see how far back he knows me, he called me Jason when he DM'd me at the start of the game. So I would feel pretty bad if I voted out Ephraim in two orgs I played in. I've never done that before where I voted someone out twice in history of playing with them. So I'm gonna be more open to giving Ephraim a chance and trying to work with him and seeing if somehow like we can make things work. But yeah, so far I think it's been good. I've gone out of my way to try to like express that was sorry for whatever that we couldn't really connect and that he wasn't in on big plans Mallorca. But yeah, I am trying to work with Ephraim and hope that I can kind of make up for what I did in the past. And yeah, next is Fiona. I think I just saw Fiona get eliminated in Survivor Monaco in Maine, the season 82. Fiona stands out being the youngest of the cast at 13. I'm actually the oldest in cast by 29, so playing with someone less than half my age, not ideal. But also I've seen Fiona like message me like the least out of a couple of these people. So if Fiona becomes a target, I'm not going to stand in the way of that. I'll let the steamroll happen. Um, Next is Florian. Florian um, is one of the persons I think that messaged me first and was one of the early persons. I feel like Florian's been pretty consistent messaging me. Um, yeah, Florian's cool. Florian's cool. I don't know where Florian's from, like any orgs or anything, but um, it's yeah, Florian's been solid. I feel like the messages that Florian sends are like it feels a little off, like almost an AI or a bot is messaging me. I know that sounds insulting, and I don't mean it to be, but that's just how it feels sometimes. That like it's like whatever I send a message is what you'd put into like ChatGPT, and the response that Florian gives back to me is like the response I expect back from AI. I know that sounds really rude and insulting. I'm really not trying to be. That's just the vibe I get. But Florian's been pretty responsive to me, and I'm assuming that they're going to be responsive to a lot of people in this game. So I got to keep that in mind and see what kind of impact Florian will have on the season. Next is Gavin. Gavin, I've noticed, has the most reacts on his cast reveal. Just something to think about. But I saw Gavin play in Main Orcs season 80, Mortals versus Immortals. I think he was one of the people that like got eliminated when he was idled out by Spencer's team. Um, so yeah, he's been pretty social, but I haven't had a chance to talk to him too much. So I'll keep an eye out on him. Next is Haley. I've messaged Haley a couple times. I didn't. She and I didn't message on the first day, but well, she messaged me at the very in the evening, and I was about to go to bed, so I just messaged her. I was like, "Hey, I'll like reach back out to you." And so we have. She's been okay. I've actually never seen her play in any orgs before, so I'm curious what she brings to the table. Yeah. Next is Henry. I've seen Henry in a couple different wars. I saw Henry, or saw them in Legacy Season 1, where they got 0 votes in the finale. I saw them in Destino. I think they were taking out like Final 8. Henry's cool. Henry's pretty close to my age, so is Haley, but I feel like I've built a little bit of a connection with Henry. They and their partner are pretty similar in terms of like what me and my wife are going through. I need to respond back to Henry. He was talking about how is he and his partner are getting to propose, and I think I accidentally left him on red. I got to get back to him on that. Playing with 21 people, but yeah, Henry's pretty cool. I think Henry's going to be a social force this season. I could see him going far. Next is Jack. Jack's the second youngest. Apparently, his first org, which is kind of wild, but heck of a org to start off with. Jack's been cool. Not much else to say about Jack. His first org, apparently he found this one through Twitter, through Chroma. So, hey, Twitter recruits at work, I guess. The next is Jameson. I know Jameson pretty well. Jameson was the host of Mystical Matchups. I played Mystical Matchups season 11. Jameson and I have hosted multiple seasons on Nebviver and on Goldviver. So I feel like I was able to socialize with Jameson really quickly. I also feel like Jameson's going to be one of the most social players on the tribe. So in a way, it's like a threat, but I feel like a move could be just letting his threat level grow and see what that does. And if it becomes too likable, then I got to worry how to take him out later. But Yeah, I feel like Jameson is like a known quantity in this org community, and I know I am too. So there might be an opportunity to work together, but I feel like he's going to be an impact player, a main character this season. Next is Joey. I know that Joey's in Survivor Monaco. I haven't seen Joey type too much in the camp chat, and I haven't talked to Joey at all yet. So if there's a first boot, I'm okay with Joey going. Next is Kay. I actually just hosted Kay in VisuOrg Season 14 Escape the Backrooms. If you're looking for an org, you should try out VisuOrgs. It's pretty fun. But Kay was a super social butterfly, and so we've been able to connect a little bit on that. She hasn't been as active as the others, but when she does message, she's able to connect like really well. I know that she isn't that good in challenges, so part of me is kind of hoping I'm not on the tribe with her, just because I want a tribe that's good in challenges, and I want to have some social control. And I feel like if Kay and I are in the same tribe, she could easily like flip people that are close to me over to her side. Next is Kyle. Kyle's been cool. Um, I feel like Kyle applied to Souls Nacientes, the main org season that I hosted, and I think we denied his or denied him to be cast. So I'm curious how Kyle's going to play this season. But yeah, he's been solid in chats. Nothing much else to say about Kyle. Yeah, we'll move on to Michael. Michael's been probably one of the ones I feel like a most genuine connection with. I mentioned that like I was married. He talked to me about him and his fiance. So yeah, Michael and I have been chilling pretty well. I kind of hope if like in terms of like ally, I feel like if I get on a tribe with Michael, with how his tribe layout's going to be, then I'll be pretty happy about that just because of how well we've connected so far. Next, I also haven't seen Michael play in any org. Next is Polly. I haven't seen Polly play in any org. Complete stranger to me. I also haven't talked to Polly. I think I've seen Polly message a couple times in camp chats. My avatar looks great, but yeah, just not much else to say if I'm not talking to you because I haven't talked to everyone. I don't know if I really can and have like a deep connection with. That's the thing is like with 20 million people, like there's no real talk of game. Well, there hasn't really been much game to talk about in the first place, but there's really nothing to talk about game wise when you don't want to like put yourself out there from playing so aggressively and hard. Next is Ryan. Ryan, I've talked probably the most game with by mentioning what my time was on the challenge, what buff I hope to get, things like that. But I feel like Ryan's been solid. I feel like I've seen him in some orgs in the wiki side, but I don't know what he's played. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to hang out with Ryan. Tiff is another one I have a direct connection to. I have played with Tiff in a speed about a year ago, a year and a half ago, and I won that speed. Tiff was one of the jurors that voted for me. I also voted out Tiff. So whatever and she mentioned that in the first DM she sent to me. Not that like I voted her out, but that we played in the same speed together. So I don't know if she's gonna hold any grudges. I have to keep an eye out for that, just like I have to keep an eye out for F-Frame. But if she's open to working with me again, I'm open to working with her. Or Z. Yeah, I'm open to working with Tiff, but I'm curious to see what Tiff is thinking. Tiff hasn't been the most active in DMs, but yeah, because of that past history, I'm sure in some way we'll have an impact on each other's game. And that's the entire cast. So that was 13 minutes long. That goes to show you like just how much of like kind of a drag this 22-person one world has been, which ties into the second question. How do you feel about the Hava twist? Love it or hate it? I hate it. As a player, it's way too much. I don't want to be messaging 20 plus people, especially of a season that's around the holidays time. I understand I'm playing in a Survivor Org around holiday time. I don't have much room to complain, but damn, do I not want to do one world at the beginning of the season? I know that they're probably going to twist it some way, make it different with Hava, but I did not need one world. I really don't want it, and I hope it goes away soon, but I don't think it will, and that's really frustrating and annoying. With 21, question number 3. With 21 other castaways to compete with, how do you plan on approaching the season? I don't know if you can really have a plan. You can't think too far ahead just because like there's so many other factors that you can't possibly know everyone's relationships with each other. You've got to be pretty honest, I think, with who you're going to vote and why, and just try to find out what the most acceptable narrative is throughout the entire camp and throughout the tribe. If you don't pick up on that, I think you're going to figure yourself out on the outside pretty quick. I think how the season's going to go is that there's going to be a cool kids table, which might make up the majority of the cast, and then a not cool kids table, which is going to get picked off one by one, depending on what tribes go to tribal council. I think what makes sense if I'm trying to apply any strategic thought to this season is that 12 people should get together and they'd have the numbers no matter how it works out on the tribes to take out 10 others. And that'll probably get you close to jury or at least merge, which we're basically already merged. So, yeah. I also think it's going to force people to just go with the majority. I think you're going to see a lot of unanimous votes this season. I don't think there's going to be a lot of flipping the game around just because like there's not really incentive to, because if you flip the game and then everyone knows that you've lied to them on who you're voting for or what you're doing, and then you like swap to another tribe, everyone has that fresh in their mind and everyone knows they can pick you off really quickly. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be honest with each other. Um, but yeah, now there's tree mail. So let's see. You might get a live reaction to what tribe I'm going to be on and a challenge results. So Chroma is saying, come on in. And I'm going to try not to complain as much about the season or One World. I'm going to try to manage my schedule as best I can. But in the time this video started 16 minutes ago, I have 9 DMs already that I'm going to answer from 5 different people. So that's just like what the twist is. I really do hope the twist goes away. There's been a couple of people I've connected with, but I don't feel like I've like actually really bonded with anyone just because it's impossible to. Like I have to just make sure like what's your day? I've asked that to 15 different people, like just to try to figure out what if I'm going to be safe or not. Okay, welcome everyone. I hope you've all gotten settled with your fellow castaways of the last 24 hours. I know how much all of you love our Hava twists. Cool. Wow. Love was in italics, by the way. So they know that like this was going to piss people off. So I'm curious what they're going to do to like adjust it or change it so it's not just this. I'd like to think it's not just this, but we'll see. Let's see. What's the camp chat saying? I'm feeling doing well. Yeah, not much going on in camp chat, just some casual talk. Let's see, tree mail. Now, first things first, let's get to the results of your first reward challenge. I think I'm actually going to stop the video here just because I think Chrome was just taking too long to message, and then I'll just give my reactions and thoughts after the tribe layouts and divisions. I might do a video, I might just do it in type, but it's already 17 minutes long, and yeah, you don't want to hear me rambling anymore. So appreciate you watching. Hope you guys have fun following me on my journey, however long that is, and yeah, hope you have a great day. See you soon.